Good day viewers, and you're welcome to Mlt channels. Today's subject matter is chemistry, and the topic of discussion is isomerism in alkenes. You are all welcome on board. Alright learners, without wasting much time, let's quickly dive into details. Today we are interested in isomerism and what is isomerism. Isomerism is the ability of an organic compound to exist in two or more forms, having the same molecular formula but different structural formula. What's the meaning of this? How do we break this down to the barest minimum? We said isomerism is an ability of an organic compound, and here is an organic compound, butane. We have an organic compound here, butane. Then this organic compound exists in two forms. It exists as N-butane and it also exists as isobutane. And these two forms have the same molecular formula. Their molecular formula is C4H10. But they have different structural formula. While the structural formula of this is a straight linear carbon chain, which is a normal butane, the structural formula of this is a branch carbon chain, which is 2-methylpropane, which is also another isomer of butane with another structural formula. So with this, I hope what isomerism is now clear to us. Simply is an organic compound that we have here like butane and existing in two forms, having the same molecular formula but different structural formula. Then, if that is clear, each molecule of the compound that exhibit isomerism is called an isomer. Each of these are isomer. This N-butane is an isomer of butane. Also, this isobutane is also an isomer of butane. So now the next question is, what are isomers? And simply, isomers are molecules that have the same molecular formula but different structural formula. Just like these two examples, these are isomers. They have the same molecular formula but they have different structural formula. And because of that, they can exhibit difference in physical and chemical properties such as boiling point and melting point, etc. And finally, there are types of isomerism. We have the structural, as we can have in saturated hydrocarbon. We can have the positional, and that is in unsaturated hydrocarbon, in which we'll be differentiating isomers in terms of position of their double bond. And we can also have geometric isomerism, also in unsaturated hydrocarbon. So, in summary, we have defined what isomerism is, which is the ability of an organic compound to exist in two or more forms, having the same molecular formula but different structural formula. And each form in which an organic compound exists in isomerism is called isomer. And isomers are molecules that have the same molecular formula but different structural formula. An example of isomers are these. We have the normal butane, continuous carbon chain, and isobutane, branch carbon chain. And finally, the different types of isomerism could be structural, just like in saturated hydrocarbon, and positional and geometrical in unsaturated hydrocarbon. Alright, in the next slide, let's now have a quiz on what you have learned so far. Alright, we have the first question. What is isomerism. Then options: A, compound with different molecular formulas. B, compound with the same molecular formula but different structures or arrangement. C, elements with similar atomic numbers. D, molecules that cannot exist in solid form. Convince your answer that the correct option here is option B, compound with the same molecular formula but different structures. That is the definition of isomerism as we have learned that earlier. Then on to the next question now. Question 2. Which of the following pairs are structural isomers? So which ones are structural isomers in question 2? A. Option A, ethene and ethyne. Option B, benzene and toluene. Option C, butane and isobutane. Option D, ethene and ethyne. Alright, the correct answer here is option C, butane and isobutane. Those two compounds exhibit structural formulas. Alright, the next question, question 3 now, which will be the last question on the quiz. How many functional isomers can be drawn from C4H10? We need to identify C4H10. C4H10 is actually our butane. Then if that is butane, how many isomers can it have? A, 4, B, 3, C, 2, D, 1. And the correct answer here is option C. Butane has 2 isomers, as learned in the previous slide. Alright, now after the quiz, let's assess what you have learned so far. We have questions to assess what we've learned or gained so far in the class. Question 1, define isomerism. Okay, you should be able to define that if you have concentrated and gain 1 or 2 things into this class. Then question 2, state 2 compounds that exhibit isomerism. That has also been stated earlier. Question 3, how many structural isomers are possible for C5H12? C5H12, that's pentane. So how many structural isomers do you think pentane can have? Question 4, draw the structural formula of 2-methylpropane. That has also been discussed about during the course of the class. And the final question, distinguish between structural and positional hydrocarbons. Alright, 8 minutes just gone down like 8 seconds, and so far we've been discussing about isomerism. We have defined what isomerism is, state the compound that exhibit isomerism as well as its isomers, as well as the types of isomerism that we could have. We've had quiz on isomerism as well as an assessment on isomerism. Alright, to join our premium classes, watch our free video lectures on YouTube, and our handle is at Oladipo2262. You can also watch our free video lectures on TikTok, and our handle is at Oladipo61. You can book me for private tuition on tutorial. I'm on tutorial also, and my tutorial link is here, www.tutorial.com/oladipo_on/. And you can also join our Telegram. We have an online class on Telegram, and there is our link. Or better still, you could visit our head office. We are at Omega Building, opposite Gasland Nigeria Limited, Obafemi Awolowo Way, Malete, Ibadan. And you can call or chat me on 080-670-76871. Or better still, you can use my mail, and my email address is oladipo.on@gmail.com. At Mlt Tutors channel, we are your road to your dream university. Like our videos, subscribe and share. Bye for now.